So in terms of SBCs this week, we have got some big hitters now. They're starting to ramp up the cost, and to be honest, I don't know if it's you or me, when it comes to now the gamble SBCs, the heroes, the icons, throwing in a 200k Pogba, 150 Foden, then having player of the months, it's becoming very difficult to pick who do you actually want to complete. When we look across all of the SBCs, we've got all the player of the months that have started to come down to their first and final cycle of it, and hopefully we do see another cycle of some very decent players. But then we're kind of seeing the Busquets coming in at 455, we're seeing Alba at 230. There's some big hitters, let alone then, if you do go into the upgrades, the Hero SBC again at 120. We had a refresh of that also, and I believe, don't have the icon one. Yeah, the icon one's still here at 230, and more than likely we'll see another refresh of that as well. You've got to think smart with this, and some of the players, this is where we kind of got into last time round, when we got into all of these SBCs and really started to see who is truly worth it. I always thought, to me, it was always better off doing the gamble. Even if you got somebody bad, you got a chance of somebody like a Yaya Toure, if you manage to get that, and that's the whole point of the gamble SBCs. But realistically, if I look at someone like a Busquets, so if you're looking for coins, head over to eldorado.gg. There is huge amounts of verified sellers on Eldorado, and there is a money back guaranteed by TradeShield. If that's not enough, there is 24/7 live support and also plenty of reviews across websites that will definitely put your mind at ease. And as always, before you check out, make sure that you are using the code JT11 for 5% off every single order. Back to the video. I could get somebody or might have somebody in that level already, so I'm not necessarily missing out unless my team is filtered around it. If I want to get a Messi in there, start upgrading him, or even have the rating reload Messi, these two would be fantastic for that because of their chemistry with him, obviously. So it is interesting to see where we go with a lot of these SBCs. Now, if I was to pull all the player of the months and kind of go through them one by one, as naturally, they are the kind of last ones that are coming in now that we've done pretty much most weeks. There's been no new player of the months as of yet, and if we do look across the board with them, Mbappe is still coming in, 4 days left, 4 million coins. You're probably not doing him. I think that's the easiest one that I could possibly say for you that is just truly never going to be worth it at this stage in the game. Maybe in Team of the Year when we get the full grind, he gets another player of the month, he's around that same sort of price. Maybe yes, maybe with the factor of being able to get them players, we might say he's worth it. But realistically, at this moment in time, he's just not. You might as well try and hunt for the gold card instead. We then have the Liga F player of the month coming in at 58 still. I'll still probably say okay value. In terms of your gauntlet, in terms of kind of your tournaments, maybe a different style of team, not going to be a terrible one to say the least. The problem with her now is lots of Liga F players are starting to come into fashion with it. When we do look at the kind of attacking option, when it comes to Liga F, there is plenty of cards that you can kind of choose from. So if we go striker, left wing, right wing, and cam, we'll be able to see that we've got Pateas now, I say coming down in value. They're plateauing a little bit. But even the likes of kind of Peugeot, Pinner coming in. You've obviously then go a bit further down for someone like Salma, even in her gold, is now coming in at 50. She's unbelievable. You can obviously go get her for coins and sell her off still if you really want to. So there is going to be a general consensus with these SBCs that players are catching up. And even then, the gold cards are coming down massively. So I'd say okay value at best. Which then leaves us with Talvin, Haaland, Kane, Pulisic. Obviously, Talvin's probably the cheapest one out of the bunch there, coming in at 19,000. I personally think that is great value for him. He's always going to be a solid card. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, his stats-wise, for an 86, no playstyle plus, which is fair enough, but you look at the stats that he's got, the 88 shooting, 89 on the dribbling, 87 passing as well. It's a very well dispersed card. Throw him into the cam, maybe not necessarily as much striker, but I mean even then, put him as the striker. He's got the advanced forward plus. In terms of a gauntlet team, he might not take over a Gyökeres or a player of the month of Haaland or Kane, but realistically he's a great substitute, a great player in a Ligue 1 side that could do pretty well. So he definitely is going decent value, and to be honest, at 20,000, you could even argue the must complete in terms of he's so cheap, he's got to be worth it. Like, it's 20,000 coins. It's very easy SBCs. You can get a couple of packs back from him. I don't think they're crazy packs, to say the least, but you can obviously get, where's the rewards gone? We got, 2-player pack, small Electrum. It's just throwing the ocean of 20k. You might even get a couple of K back from them players. So that for me is always going to be well worth it. When we do look at the big boys though, you've obviously got Kane coming in at the bottom at 220. You got Pulisic at 350 and Haaland at 760. Now, judging the fact that Haaland's card in itself is coming in at 38,000 coins, I just don't think that there is that much of a difference other than trying to just get the dynamic. I like the Enforcer Plus. I think the low driven is still broken as anything, and he's obviously got the Inform as well if you've managed to get that one out there. So for me, I'm going to go with the first one of Haaland, just not to be worth it at this point now. We've only got a week left. You're probably going to see plenty of other SBCs that will be up there with him. Pulisic, I still think, is a phenomenal card. We've said it every week. He's a brilliant card. You got 1 week on both of these as well, whether that's much over a week or not. Kane and Pulisic come in at a decent time after Mbappe, kind of then just before the Haaland, but it makes them look a little bit better on them. Now, the big thing with Pulisic is he does have an Inform as well at 180, and even his 84 at this point is still a lovely card. Maybe, yes, a little bit of a downgrade to his other version. He's missing out on a few of the Roll pluses more than anything, but realistically, both of them don't have a playstyle plus. Both of them don't have any other playstyles added, and it's still a 4-star, 5-star. So I think in terms of value of him, you could be questioning it now, but I will say that Pulisic is a Serie A card, absolutely outstanding. And then Kane coming in, I like him. I think I still would wait a little bit for him, to be honest. The low driven is always nice over the finesse. Both are very good playstyle pluses, but naturally that 8 pace is going to be a massive upgrade. On top of then throwing an engine, a hunter on him, I don't think there's really much else you can do compared to the huge, what would it be, like a total 8 pace, but taking him up to 75 is a massive deal, to be honest. So I think you could possibly go decent value with the fact that we have got some solid SBCs now coming in a little bit more expensive than him. We still have the Hero Pack now, well, the Hero Match Day. I quite like it, and apparently we are due to get an Icon one at some point as well, which will be very interesting to see who they pick out on first. Obviously with the Heroes, they started off with, to be honest, not bad players, but definitely the kind of bottom players more so than anything. You're not necessarily getting 2, 3, 400k players for a 200k price. Now we've got 2, 3, 8. I think all of them have come in a little bit cheaper now, which is fair enough. You've got obviously Cole coming in at 140. You've got Forlan coming in at 175, and Lizarazu, who personally is my favourite on this, at 140 as well. Now obviously the SBC is going to go up slightly because we have a lot more cards in packs. We have obviously Pogba to finish, Busquets now requiring stuff, Alba, Icons, Heroes. So fodder is always going to go slightly up. So it was like a 180 to 200k SBC. Now it's slightly shooting up that little bit more. But if you do manage to do it through untradeable values, realistically you should be pretty golden. Now, I personally would say from the very start of this, they're decent value. I think all of them are nice options. I don't think they're crazy, but they're decent options to say the least if you haven't got that premium striker. The right wing, probably the lowest in my opinion. I like Joe Cole. Don't really like the technical. Lizarazu is going to be my personal favourite if you've not got a left back. And granted, we did just get a 30k evolution left back that can take Mendy up to that 84. It's a very nice upgrade to say the least, and it's why SBCs are always questionable. We've got Evos that can be a possibility, general packs that you might get players from, new promos every single time, gamble SBCs. It almost makes the SBC actual players a gamble in themselves. How long will you use them for? If I get Lizarazu and then I pack a Nuno Mendes, is he better? Do I go and pack a Forlan, but then I go and get Mbappe for some reason, somehow? It's always an interesting one to see how long you hold on to them. Same with the Busquets. What happens if I go and get... To be honest, I don't even know who would actually be better than him at this point. It's a great transition to him. I think he is one of the top CDMs in the game. He's a very good card. I like the fact that he gets the icon chemistry. I think that's a massive hit for the end of eras. The only thing that you could kind of throw in with Alba and Busquets, he got the tiki-taka, lovely. didn't get a weak foot or skill move upgrade, I'd have even took a 3-star, 4-star, or even if they wanted to just keep the skill moves there, a 3-star, 5-star would have made this card so much better and worth the price. I think 450 is a bit of a hit. Now, granted, we did get a lot of time to do him, so it's not as if we've got to do him over a weekend. We did get a whole month to grind him out, and whether you want to take that as the MLS potential starter for this, you've got a few players in there now. Obviously, with Son, you've got Messi. Granted, you'd probably go for the 86 or 8 and try and upgrade him. Possibility. Alba's obviously came out. We knew they both were coming out together at some point, and he's coming in at 230 as well. Great left back. Again, with Lizarazu, if I go finish Busquets, I kind of want to go finish Alba as well. Like, you kind of got to get the pair in there. Both of them very nice upgrades on the cards, but still questionable whether you want it. You've got Muller as an SBC, you've got Donovan, Beasley, Dempsey. A lot of MLS players coming in now, which could skew the viewing a little bit. I don't know if I'd quite say a must complete. And I'm really struggling with that 450. I like him as a card, and I think he is very nice, but I do think at this point he's just that little bit expensive. So I'd possibly go say okay value. I think the card is great. I just don't know if I could part ways with nearly 500,000 coins, with more cards coming very soon. So let me know your opinion on that one. I do like him, but I think when you're spending that many coins, I'd rather do icon SBCs, but that's my personal preference. When you've got the likes of the heroes, and you could get the high end, the Yayas and all of that, it's always that kind of... That's the debate between the gamble and the absolute as such. Whereas Alba at 230, I mean, again, it's not too bad. If I'm thinking about doing the hero SBC for 200, add in an extra 30k for the guaranteed left back. Granted, I would have picked the left back out of the heroes. It would then mean I'd have to do Busquets, so it is that big old question that if I put them together, are they worth it? I'd possibly have to. Between the two of them, they will hold out a position for quite some time. There is obviously a chance that you might not get another upgrade from them. So that's the kind of end of era problem. Now, we did see last year, we didn't necessarily get a Varane, I don't think. Did we get a Varane? I don't think we got a Varane in the footies, but we did get other cards of end of eras. A Royce, for instance, we got the SBC like a month or two before footies, thinking, okay, end of era, that's probably the last Royce we see. He ended up with a footies. So could we see the same with these two? These are prime position for MLS, for Inter Miami, for Messi links. These could be the potential that you do manage to get another upgrade from them, which then would turn them into... would you get them in a later stage rather than now? Then obviously we do have a few of the rating refreshes available still. Semenyo is definitely not one of them. I thought I got rid of him. But we do have the kind of the rating refresh number 4, I think it is, the player pick. It's relatively cheap. It's coming in at 42,000. And to be honest, the players in them, Jimenez and Uzun, I want to say you pronounce him. You obviously got an 85 and an 85 striker and Cam. Okay value, like it's realistically going to be just in a second or third team at the minimum, and even then people are starting to get a third team pretty sorted, so I don't know if I'd quite say they would be in crazy value. They're just cheap and affordable at this point. Then we move on to a bit of Grealish. Love him. He's definitely going to be expiring soon in 8 hours. It's Grealish. Like, I mean, if you're going for the all-out English, fair enough, like, you're going to get a solid team from him. I do like that they've gone with this season pass for nations. It does open up so many different leagues, which is always nice, especially with a lot of the top nations just being spread out across the world now, from Saudi to MLS to even now English going into Serie A, into Bundesliga, more than just 1 or 2 players at a time. It's given us a lot of players that you could actually grind out. So again, not necessarily crazy value. Is not going to be nuts in this, but he's definitely not a bad player to be able to get. We also have the squad foundation. Cheap, cheerful, nice and affordable. Which then leads us to the final ultimate screams. Now we did get Pogba, we've got Rolfo, and we did get a brand new Foden as well, which is an interesting card to say the least. He's coming in as an 87 centre mid. He obviously could play right wing, left wing and right mid, and is pretty much the same as his other card. He's managed to get a solid upgrade in terms of defending, which is kind of turned him into more of a midfield. The only thing that I'd have really liked with this card is maybe a weak foot upgrade if you're going to put him into the centre mid. but a cam position. Give me that cam. It's just so frustrating as he is going to be so good on the ball. I'd really like him in that forward attacking role just without the wing. I think cam is a perfect position for him. So if you are looking at getting him done at 130, I think he's a solid price to say the least. And his dribbling is absolutely phenomenal. The composure, the agility balance. He for me is one of these cards that would throw in a very, very nice spanner in the works when it comes to a midfielder. Left and right wing, I think he's going to be left in the dust still. The pace is not enough unless you're playing a very specific role with him and kind of keeping the ball with him and not necessarily having to just constantly run down the wing. I think you could definitely get something out of him. So he would be a must complete in my opinion, especially if they do give him that 99 pace, which I think could be the 7 days temporary boost, which would make him incredible to play with for that time. Granted, that does go. He does get a roll and roll plus plus in the next couple of months or next couple of weeks when it comes to the Ultimate Scream kind of promo card as well. Which then leaves us with Rolfo. Rolfo coming in as a Man U player now. I didn't even know she moved, to be honest. But 86 Scream, coming in with 65,000. Some solid upgrades, good pace upgrade. Everything else are pretty standard. No weak foot or skill move upgrade. And we got an extra playstyle in Quick Step. Always take it. A standard card, nothing too crazy. I'd just go standard decent value for her. Obviously, she's got very good stats across the board anyway. It's a shame she can't use that centre mid yet, but we will wait and see if she does manage to get that at some point. Which then leaves us with Pogba. Now, as an SBC goes, is nostalgic. Pogba has been out of FIFA clearly for quite some time, and unfortunately in that time is now slightly downgraded to the 79. We got a massive 7 upgrade for him, and I think you've got to be wary that nostalgic versus are they actually meta in the game is a big thing. I think both versions of him are very nice. I don't think they got any of them wrong, from the CDM to the cam. All of them have got different positions that work really well. Now, we do have the 79 availability to go up to the 85. Still not quite the DM that we've got over here, obviously, or even cam to that matter. Obviously, the pace has had a massive upgrade on both versions, so you are slightly behind if you do just go with the kind of standard version. Now, if you was to build him, you can obviously go ahead and put him into something like this, and then if you went into, I don't know if it, is it expired? There is one more. If we go activate, is that the one? What is that? Is that this hide exclusives, activate exclusive? No, where's the... Oh, there we go. Show expired. That's the one. So we did get the ability to put him into the midfielder spark, then into this 85, which is what a lot of people would have done, just purely on the fact it does give you the biggest upgrade for that midfielder, and it does put him slightly closer to that DM. 11 defending is still needed, but he does get the same pace as the CDM, but he doesn't get the playstyle plus. Now, incisive for the cam and intercept for the defensive, absolutely wonderful. I don't think I could question either of them, to be honest. So I would have said he would have been a must complete if in-game he was exceptional. He's very good, but he's better nostalgic than he is fantastic in the game, especially with the cards that we've got at this moment in time. So 230, I'd possibly go into the slight decent value. I don't think he's necessarily needed, but if you are looking for nostalgic, we are looking at potentially the 99 kind of ratings at some point, which could be interesting in both cards. If you're running an Ultimate Scream team, it will be interesting to see where he kind of goes with that and what versions get what. I can imagine they possibly could go with like a 99 shooting versus a 99 defending. Whether that makes that much of an upgrade, I'd love to have seen like a 99 dribbling versus like a 99 passing or 99 pace. That would be the interesting side for him, because you'd then see a lot more from him. But that's going to be the SBCs from this week. Leave it down below what you're completing, what you're not. Do you think Busquets and Alba should be in that must complete or not? I do think both of them are exceptional, but 650 for both, it's a lot of SBC fodder to go in with a lot more to come. Leave it down below, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.